we're short one person, but Brad usually does jump in. So there he is. Oh, good. Okay, continue. I have to get rid of this sign. All right. There are no additions to the agenda, so I'm going to ask if anyone has a pecuniary interest to declare. I see none. So we can move right on to staff reports, and I'll turn it over to Michael to give us an update.
Thank you very much, Mayor David. Through the chair to members of council, good morning, and thank you for taking the time this morning to have this quick special council meeting. It's an important day for us. I'm very happy to report on this matter. After the past few years, we're now at a point to see a special development take place in our municipality. Design for Happiness came forward in response to a request for proposal, and we have now reached a key milestone to move this development forward with the sale of the lands that are located north of the Wellness Center in Kamoka. Those lands are approximately 10.5 acres in size. Between the issuance of the RFP and leading up to today, much has changed as referenced in the staff report. In the initial proposal to provide office space in exchange for the lands is no longer the plan. Instead, we have opted against office space and will maintain our municipal office here in Cold Street. The monies that will be realized from the sale of the municipal lands will be reinvested for the betterment of our municipality. In regards to the staff report, there before you is a recommendation to approve an agreement of purchase and sale. Just some key points from the attachment related to the agreement. There is a 1 acre space of land that will be dedicated back to the municipality for a civic square project. This is essential in creating a unique place and development that will afford the lifestyle that we are hoping to achieve, which will provide an array of amenities with a vision which will include a parquet, some recreation and cultural and dining experiences. In addition, the agreement references permanent access to the site granted the municipality in 2 spots, to the north and from the south, where our Wellness Lands parking lot is located. So we can bridge that that spot between us and the parquet area. The agreement of purchase and sale has a schedule that includes a right of first refusal, which affords the municipality the ability to purchase the lands back should development not take place and not move ahead. Once ratified, we will work on a site plan agreement, which will be brought forward. And we've already started commencing those dialogue and those works with Design for Happiness. And at that point, council will see the detailed concept plans for design, and that should be forthcoming after we approve today's ratification. I believe we have DFH on the line today, and they've joined us in the meeting, and I'd like to thank them as we continue to work together in partnership on this great development. We also have our Paula, our legal counsel, and I'd like to thank her for her steadfast assistance in seeing this development through. Overall, it's been a great experience, and we're looking forward to this unique development to move our municipality forward. I'm happy to take any questions. I believe Tim, our planner, who's been working on this file, is on the line with us, and he can help me if there's any particular questions.
Thank you for that update, Michael. I'll look to council then. Who would like to start with questions or clarifications? I don't see any hands. Deputy Mayor Brennan.
What is proposed to go in the area that was going to be the municipal office? Is that going to be commercial, or is that going to be a residential unit?
Did you hear that, Michael?
I believe so.
Clarification on how the space that we were going to use as municipal space, do we have any idea how that will be?
Yes, through the chair to Deputy Mayor. Once we have the site plan, which will confirm the exact concepts, we will have a better understanding. But at this point, we have an understanding that it is a mixed use development that's still. So there still will be a commercial element to this development, mainly multi-residential, but I believe there will be a mixture, and we'll be able to see that once we see the site plan come forward in the next couple of months.
Other questions? Okay. The Deputy Mayor says no more from him. Councillor Arts.
Through your mayor to Michael, if there is going to be some commercial development and there is a need to have public washrooms, can that be incorporated into that bit? Like, they're going to look at that incorporating into the building, I would hope.
Through the chair to Councillor Arts, that is something we can discuss with DFH once we have a better understanding of what that commercial development concept looks like. We can then better gauge in terms of what amenities we want to put on our 1 acre civic square and how we're going to design that. So we want to ensure we do this in tandem with each other, that it's complementary. And once we have the site plan, we're going to commence work on what our vision is going to look like and what they can work off each other. So we're quite excited about this project.
And
Go ahead.
through your mayor, has all the archaeological assessments been done? Like, is that cleaned up, or is that still a working process too?
Through the chair, I believe DFH has had access already to the lands, and they've been on site conducting the testing already.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Arts. Is anyone else wishing to raise questions or concerns? Go ahead, Councillor Heffernan.
I just wanted to confirm, like there was some infrastructure issues or costing or something at the very beginning. Has that been resolved?
Through the chair to Councillor Heffernan, it has been resolved, and there's clarity in terms of who's paying for what when it comes to the time to build out when necessary along Tunks Lane.
Okay, thanks.
Go ahead, Councillor Shipley.
Through the mayor to Michael. Michael, with regards to the Civic Square, how much input does DFH have on this? It's something they say they want and we don't agree with it. Is there going to be an issue with that?
Through the chair to Councillor Shipley, this space, it's been very clear, it's unencumbered, meaning it's been conveyed to the municipality. So that's 1 acre that we are going to take ownership of and possession of, meaning we're going to be responsible for the maintenance of it. We'll have some dialogue as DFH continues their development, so that, as I said, there's some complementary when it comes to what amenities we want to have in place, but it's going to be our responsibility to invest in and to keep up.
Thank you.
Michael, maybe even you could highlight a little bit about the process on the public side in terms of the square and some of the plans that you've got for that.
Sure, yeah, through the chair. Ideally, at this point, what we're looking to do is create a small working committee and have our local council ward representatives sit with us, where we can look at potential grant opportunities that will help us with offsetting some of the costs for the design work or some of the amenities that we're going to be exploring. And then we can start to examine what makes most economic sense, and we can bring that back to council and as things begin to evolve. So it'll take the next year or so, but we're excited to bring the working group together and start to look at what possibilities are there for us to make this a unique live, work, play space.
Clarifications, Councillor Shipley? No. Okay, Brad. Councillor Scott, go ahead.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor, to Michael. So the 1 acre parcel then really will be our ownership, and it'll be us that will invest in whatever we want to have in there, I suspect.
Through the chair, correct. That's correct.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. One other question, just with the first right of refusal on the property, which, yeah, I don't imagine that's going to be a thing, but I'm just kind of curious, how would that work? So we have the first opportunity to buy it back at the going rate as far as dollars go, or do you know how that works exactly yet?
I can answer through the chair. I'll answer the first part. We would have the first, if it came to that, which I hope it does. I don't believe it will.
I don't suspect either.
I don't think so. But to answer your question, correct. The municipality would have, as it's noted, the first opportunity to purchase the lands back. I'm not certain though if it's exactly. I got to read the agreement again. If it's at the existing cost now, or it could be based on the timing, it would be at the higher cost.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else? Councillor Arts?
Through your mayor to Michael, the 1 acre, when you're designing the layout for the development, like water, sewers and all that, are they gonna try to avoid going through a corridor or to the ones, so if you're not encumbered by trying to do certain things with it?
Through the chair, correct. Yes. So the lands, we've in the dialogue we've had, we've made it clear we want unencumbered land. In the event that we want to put our own wiring or any type of water that access that might be required, we want to ensure that whatever amenity that we plan for, we are able to do so. And as a result, the lands that will be brought in our possession will give us that ability to do so. So there won't be anything hindering any development that we want to do on those lands.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't see any more hands. Is there anything you'd like to add, Tim? I saw you jumped in. Good morning.
Good morning, and sorry, it took me a second to find my unmute button. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would just like to say that it has been a little bit longer process than we had originally expected when we were in front of council the last time. But we think that the product that is going to come out will be superior as a result of the additional time, and we've seen and we expect to have you see a site plan approval agreement in short order within the next few months, which is month and a half, which is encouraging. So I think that's the main piece. The only thing I would add, there was a question about if the office doesn't exist as a municipal office, what would happen? It would be commercial space, or they would have to come back to council to change the zoning bylaw to add additional residential if it was going to go be swapped, let's say, to residential, because there are maximum GFA, gross floor area calculations for residential, and the other buildings that are on the site max out, will say, that residential. So that's just maybe a finer detail than what was previously mentioned, but I thought helpful for council to understand that there is some comfort knowing how it would be.
Yes, thank you for the detail. It does help, I think, make sure we've got our ducks in a row. Is there any other comment, question? Yes, Councillor Cates.
I have a question. I'm scanning, trying to find it. What is I know I read there's a conditional period on this. I'm just wondering what the timeline is. I think it's conditional, maybe the end of October, maybe, and then they buy it 10 days after. Is that correct?
Through the chair to Councillor Cates, correct. Yes, it's
Okay.
I think it was September, end of September or beginning of October, and that's to allow for the next parts to come forward in terms of the site plan, and just to provide that time period so we can do the T's and I's.
Okay, just to answer, I forgot who asked it, maybe Councillor Shipley. It says the first right of refusal, that the municipality has the opportunity to make and or match an offer for purchase prior to the owner entering into a binding agreement of purchase and sale. So I think that it's kind of the going rate or what somebody else is going to offer.
Right, yeah, through the chair, at market rate.
My only question, and I don't want to bring the topic up, so I'm not doing it to bring the topic, but I'm just curious, has this price that is on here, has that been the price for some time? This has been a process and that's been the price that's on there?
Through the chair, correct. It's been the price at that time, but it has been adjusted with inflation. So the 3.5 is it comes out to just under 3.7, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll just check with the clerk. Okay. Okay, Ken, Adrian, and Nick are present, and I think they'd like to say a few words too. There we go. There's Nick's there and Adrian now. And
Hello, how are you?
good morning, Nick. Good to hear your voice.
Hi. Good morning, Mayor DeVete. How are you?
Hi, Adrian. Good morning.
Hi, nice to see you. Hi, how are you?
Yes. Yes, feel free to make some comments or
Well, first of all, we want to thank everybody for, for their patience and the process. And I think Michael, did a great job of expressing, the collaborative effort that has gone on, between our two groups. Although it, based on what Tim said, it has been longer than we anticipated. I think that we've taken care of a lot of the details, and there's still more to come when we get to the next phases. But we're very excited about this. We think it's going to be a very unique development. And I think it's going to set a benchmark, certainly a foundation for other municipalities to look at, and the collaborative effort between, development group and the municipality. And I want to thank all the councillors for supporting this and everybody who's been involved in the process. It's been a really good process. It's taken a lot of time, and we've challenged each other many times, but it's been very good. So.
well, thank you for that. I'm going to echo your comments and say that the feeling is mutual. It has taken a while, but from what I'm hearing, I believe if you cross those bridges and notice the river there that you need to cross before you step into it and get pulled away in some flood or something, it's just going to make it easier to keep working ahead, because you've already had a lot of conversations. You've gotten to know each other. You've got all kinds of history now. I think it's going to be a really good project. And I think the public is waiting too. I was just mentioning to Michael that I had a question just recently, and Michael and I had a conversation yesterday where this whole topic came up too. It is going to be an innovative and creative project. It's a different approach to things. And I think it'll be really exciting for the community. And it's a good news story for us. So I'm chomping at the bit. I can't wait to see what happens here. And I think some of those seniors that are hoping they can sell their houses in Kamoka are waiting as well with bated breath. So I can't wait. Thank you for working together, to our staff and to your team. And we're all excited for this.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this great opportunity. We appreciate it. And yeah, we're very excited. So we're going to work very, very diligently now to expedite the process. And we've done a lot of work. So based on what even Tim was saying, the site plan is close. We're getting very close to delivering. And I think that the timelines that, Michael and his team and ourselves put together, I think are very achievable now. And we should be able to meet those expectations. So
That's
very excited.
Really welcome news. Thank you for your comments and update as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your support, guys. I appreciate it.
If there are no other questions, then we do have a motion before us. And it is that report CAO 15/2021 regarding the sale of lands in Kamoka Design for Happiness be received. And that the lands identified as Part Lot 6, Concession 2 logo now in the Municipality of Centre be deemed surplus to the needs of the municipality, and that council authorizes the mayor and the clerk to execute the agreement of purchase and sale between the municipality of Middlesex Centre and Design for Happiness Inc. for the 10.29 acres of property at the price of $3,601,500. And that the council authorizes the mayor and the clerk to execute the agreement of purchase and sale of the subject lands to Design for Happiness Inc. And further, that the sale of the proceeds of the lands be transferred to the Build Middlesex Reserve Fund. Could I have a mover and a seconder for this? Councillor Cates and Councillor Heffernan. Is anyone opposed? Seeing none, that motion is carried and we can get the paperwork done. Thank you, Council. We do have a couple of other bits of business here. We have to do the bylaws. We have two. Everyone's got them. I don't have to read them. So there are two there for you. Could I have a mover and a seconder for our bylaws, please? Councillor Shipley and Councillor Arts. Is anyone opposed? I mean, all in favor? No opposed? Okay, thank you. That is carried then. And the only thing we have left is that the Council for the Municipality of Middlesex Centre adjourns the July 2021, special council meeting at 9:21 a.m. A mover and a seconder. Councillor Cates and Councillor Heffernan. All, any opposed? And that is carried as well. Thank you everyone for making time this morning on short notice, and